Yo, what's up, my people? It's your boy Gio, the creator, your geographical number one elevator. That boy where they fly, get a wing, but in there everywhere. That boy where they talk, be thief, but they call him talkative. What I go? All that nada, who no go, no. Asaba, what's up? So right about now, we did Lights Engage, and I did my brother, have fun, my guy. Welcome to Lights Engage. So what's up, my guy?
I'm blessed.
What was it called? The last time we post and then on our story, you were like, you want to come up and speak on the topic. Asaba Landlord, Asaba Tenant, and Asaba Agent. What is the problem? Who's at fault?
Okay, let me start from the rent at large. So, we have the landlord and the agent. We know probably in Asaba, practically is a civil servant state. Most landlords just believe that everybody are into fraud. That's just what is happening now. And most of the agents we are talking about, if you want to check where they are staying very far from Asaba, like the rural areas. You understand? But the fact there is that the landlord don't want to know now because money has covered everywhere. So they believe everybody's fraud, like saying in Asaba. So the agents.
Wait. Like you were mentioning on fraud. Like, are you trying to tell us that tell people that is Yahoo boys, all these people that are doing now? Are they the cause now?
The major cause of all this problem is Yahoo boys. Because probably when I came to Asaba, I was renting house of 2-bedroom flats for 300,000 here. Yes, 4 years back. So things were not that high then. So just these 2 years, that's when all landlords start increasing their rent. Because why I say they believe everybody do fraud is because a Yahoo boy will just come and pay for like 2 years without even bargaining.
Yes, that's one. They
will pay for, and most of them don't used to even stay in that area. They will just mess up the area and leave, you understand, to another apartment. They just want to stay in a very fine house. Any fine house they just build, they'll just pack into it, mess up the area, move to another place. So some landlords are like, these guys really have money. Because if you check back in the days, if a landlord wants to receive someone in his house, he will ask what the person is doing, what he's doing, and where he's working, all other interviews. So we won't ask you if you are married to show that, to know whether you are responsible, you can take care of your bills. So, but most landlords now don't do that anymore.
Now you're deliberating like probably Yahoo boys are the only reason. We have odogus, we have government workers, we have politicians, we have a whole of them that are rich that are not doing fraud. But basically, is it that?
Let me state the fact.
Okay.
If you say politician, they are rich. You politician will have their own house.
Okay.
Yes.
But not all politicians that has their own house.
Okay, let's go down to civil servants. How much are they paying civil servants? How much is the minimum wage? Most, the 70,000 naira that they just implemented, if you watch the news, or social media, down to social media, you find out there is a copper lady in Lagos serving that, she was complaining that they have not even increased their so-called, alawi, which is meant for 70,000 or 77,000 thereabouts. They are still receiving the previous, allowance. So if you check most of the states, they have not even implement the so-called minimum wage. Some states are seeing even collecting 30,000 naira. I don't know of Delta State. So if you say a level 8 staff or level 9 staff, how much is it collecting? Talk more, you talk about level 14. Okay, let's just make this the fact down. If you are collecting 200,000 or 150,000 a month, and your landlord, you are paying like 300,000, which is fine. You can't be receiving like 150,000 and be paying house rent of 900,000. That is impossible. You only work based on what you are receiving at the end of the month. It's only a mad person will go and be staying in a house that is quite bigger than his wages. So that's just the thing.
So like what do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
I work with international bureau.
Okay, and how much is your salary? Like your salary right now?
Probably it's 200.
Probably it's 200. Wow. What's how many bedroom are you staying right now?
I'm staying in 2 bedroom.
In 2 bedroom?
Yes.
So how much are you paying now?
Before, when I came previously, I was paying 300. So last year, my landlord increased it, add more 200,000 naira to it. So this year again, he adds 400,000 naira.
That is 900,000 naira.
900,000 naira. So how am I going to pay? Okay.
So as they're increasing the rent, are they increasing your salary?
If they are increasing your salary, will they increase it just like that?
So wait.
If you have a staff, for instance, you check what is coming in, your income, and you check at the end of the day what you realize. Then before you know what you pay your staff.
So basically now, all landlords are now pursuing everybody to
do fraud.
Yes. Is that what you're saying? Because I don't feel like it's only the people that are doing fraud that are the ones staying in those fancy big houses. So what about those people that are staying in those big houses?
Probably they know what they are doing.
Are they on fraud?
I don't know.
Everybody.
You won't see somebody and call him the thief unless you catch the person.
Wait. So okay. They are self-employed and they are what's it called? Those that.
Okay, let's say self-employed.
Okay.
So not everybody are self-employed.
I saw you doing salary work. Do you do other side also?
Yes, I do other side.
Like what?
I sell phones.
You sell phones and other stuff.
Yes.
Side also. Okay. So basically now, as a self-employed, also working. Don't you think you can afford 900,000?
Yes, I can afford 900,000, but doesn't mean that I'll pack all my
money and put in rent.
Give to landlord
So,
at the end of
so who is the fault now? Is it the landlord or the agent?
Both.
Or the tenant now?
The tenant. So once
because basically you said the whole issue right now
is based on the landlord and the agent. Because if you check where the agents are staying, most of them are not staying in the main town of Asaba.
So wait, basically now you're putting it on landlord now, I can get a room, 400k, that's the rent. But agents will bring it up together, sum it up and say start package 900, 1.2.
Okay.
So like agents is like dividing both rent together. So don't you feel like it's the agents?
At the end of the day, the landlord is collecting the highest share. Like for instance now, there is a man that packed into my compound. He paid, I think, what I heard is paid around 1.3 to pay 900,000.
Okay.
So you see agents, and those agents, they have links. They have this one will like
bring this one, this
one will call. So when that money comes, they just do like they just share the money within themselves. You understand? So that's how it's played.
So you're not just complaining about the increasement of the rent. You're not talking about the additional money that agents have to.
So most times if you say 10%, you understand, some say it's 10%. But if let me use furniture for example.
Okay.
If they have what they call cola fee in Onitsha,
Okay.
and also agent fee in Onitsha. Some do call it agreement fee. If you calculate it, it's no more than 100,000. Yes.
In Onitsha.
In Onitsha. And one thing you will need to know, Onitsha, if you want to compare Lagos, because Asaba is comparing themselves with Lagos.
In Lagos or Abuja.
Yeah, Lagos or Abuja. So if you take Lagos, there are opportunities there. You understand? There are much opportunities in Lagos than in Asaba. Asaba, what do we have? We have hotels, we have a shopping mall, we have all these plazas. And if you want to check the staffs there, how much are they collecting? Highest they are collecting 35,000, 40,000, 50,000. The highest you can see is around 80,000 naira. So are you telling me that somebody that is collecting 80,000 at the end of the day will go and rent some house of like one bedroom, one room self-contained in Asaba? Probably now they are renting it 500,000 naira.
Like in
best sitter.
500k,
500k, 400k, 300k.
So, there's a saying that cut your coat according to your size.
Cut your coat according
to your size. Is it that every house in Asaba right now are expensive?
Every house in Asaba right now is expensive.
So
it's just like what I heard that this landlord, they are all in one union now. Yes, now. So they have WhatsApp group. Even though you are not in the country, they are adding to their
so they're not coming out. So once they heard that probably a particular landlord increase their rent, so they want to.
Everybody will increase his rent.
So basically now, you said something. You said the whole thing, the whole drama of why landlords are increasing the rent is because of some tenants, like the Yahoo boys you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
So if you said it is because of Yahoo boys, that means tenants are at fault now.
Tenants. Tenant is not at fault.
So that's the reason why they have increment.
And probably if it's you see more, won't you connect?
So wait now. So if all the tenants now rise like they want to do protest now, so who will win?
I think the tenants will win.
But that are the reason why it is increasing.
No, it's not the tenant.
That's basically what you said. You said the whole reason now is tenants.
No, it's not the tenant. It's the Yahoo boys.
Also,
it's all affecting all of us now. It's all affecting all of us now.
Even Yahoo boys are complaining now.
They are complaining now. More than us. You pick this year, go pick next year.
Okay.
So it's not all about renting the house. It's all about continuity.
Okay, now, let's make it this way. Can you hear me? What's it called? There is increasement. They are increasing the rent, right?
Yes.
And secondly, so a new person coming into Asaba to get a house. Now the rent the rent is probably 200k. Now again, add everything and say total package is 650 or 500k. And then, what is the frustration? Is it the agent now or the landlord?
The agent is one of the cause because, for instance, now as a landlord, if you're a landlord, you now heard that this agent collected more than you. You understand? You yourself you'll be forced to add more now. You understand? You'll be forced to add more. And most times these agents are not even helping issues at all.
Okay, wait. Now, does landlord have right to tell the agent that the money that they're charging is too much?
They do have rights.
They do have right.
They do have rights.
But sometimes, what's it called? Landlord will be like, pay my own rent. You can settle with the agent. Until you and the agent talk.
Most times people do pay directly to agents.
Okay.
The agent paid directly to landlord.
Most time now.
Now.
So what would be in the lawyers lawyer or agent?
They do work together hand in hand now.
Now.
Yes, now. Lawyer and agent, they do work hand in hand.
So are they giving the account of the landlord or they're giving the account of the lawyer or the...
Most times some people do give, like for instance now I'm looking for a house. I contracted a agent to look for a house for me. So any time the agent wants to call you that he has found any house that you want, he will call you, you pay him something before taking you there. So that's one part. And second, if you like the house, that's when the agent will now tell you that this is the cost of the house. That, okay, maybe the house is, let me say 300k.
Okay.
The agent will now tell you that it's, 500 to pay 300. Some will even tell you that it's, 500 or 600 to pay 300.
Okay. Now, basically, see, what is your resolution now? That probably now, what do you think should be done?
I think what should be done is for landlords to get direct contact to the, I know it's hard because those days we don't have some people like agents to look for house. So this one is just a new trend. So I believe, they should just reduce the cost, or they should just reduce the percentage. That, okay, a agent is supposed to collect this particular amount, not more than this amount.
Okay.
You understand? Not like, for instance, let me use like Onitsha, for instance, that they just put a hashtag 100,000 in their agreement fees. You understand? Agent should just add 100,000 naira to anything the landlord tells him.
Basically now, landlord should regulate the price that agent are taking now.
Landlord,
if it's 10%, no, some people say it's 10%. So that is if your stuff is 300k.
You know, the government also have a role to play. The government also have a role to play.
Okay.
Now, government also have a role.
So the government should as in
they should implement a law that any landlord that takes more than this, you understand, that takes more than this. Or now
government build house for landlord.
Not be government build house for landlord, but the landlord are frustrating the tenant to do crime, my brother. See, if this thing continue, if this thing continue in Asaba here, there will be a lot of crime. One, there will be kidnapping. People will do anything to make their ends meet. That's just the truth. People will do anything to put food on their table.
So now, wait, basically now, so if they regulate the price, that probably any stuff now should be collecting. That means you're saying it's the agent, right?
The agent has their own problem.
Okay.
Their own fault. The landlord has their own fault.
What about the tenant?
You see a house that is not renovated, the landlord will start increasing price. Those days you want to increase price, you have to
paint the
house or do any renovation. So fix some kind of things. Then you cannot increase the house. Those days you won't hear a landlord adding 5,000 naira to house rent, 10,000 naira to house rent. But now a landlord will just add a full 100,000, 200,000, 400,000 to
Hey, Asaba, waiting there, Sabo. I don't hear from my brother. Sorry, we didn't get your name. What's your name, sir?
My name is Alexander Okacheko, but they call me Jecheko.
Jecheko! Hey, Jecheko, what's up now? So, what's it called? In conclusion now, that is basically now, you are trying to say, landlord should reduce, the way they increase their rents.
Yes.
And then agents too. I beg, move now.
We need to beg on our agents. Beg with the beg now. Beg on our help us. It's not easy for us to. The country hard for everybody. As it hard for you, it also hard for me. Just take and get there for us.
Please. So thank you. And then welcome to the show. You'll be invited again later. But that particular time, you were representing the tenant will bring an agent here because that's his work. Basically, that's what he does.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll bring a tenant here, then we'll invite also a landlord.
Yes.
Let's know what is happening. If landlord feels like this is
the cost of buying cement,
or blah blah, or still whatever
building material
that is making it cost, we know. If it is the agent that is causing it, that will tell us. And if agent says it is their business, what's their business?
It's business.
So they also have a house that are paying too.
No, they don't have a house that they are paying.
So
most of them don't stay in
in the urban area.
They don't stay in the urban area. They stay in the rural area. Most of them. And if you check the houses that they do stay, they can't pay that rent that they are imposing on us to pay. That's just the truth.
So say something to the audience out there. They are waiting to hear from you. Like they want to know the resolution, what needs to be done, and then and why you think you are affected also as a tenant. So let's hear you now in full.
I want to give this advice to my fellow tenants. I know if anything you are doing, at least you are living in a building, in a house, you are renting a house in Asaba. At least everybody main aim in life is to also build his own house. So cut your coat according to your size. If you know the rent that your landlord is giving you, you can't afford it, you just speak up so that other people hear your cry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jake Chaco. You're welcome to Light Engage. And on this one, now Tenant, they defend, they talk. Now this one now from Tenant directly to the audience, to the landlord, to the agent of Asaba. We'll see you guys next on the show. Watch out for more. Thank you very much.